Live from Penn State's campus, this is Nittany Talk. I'm Courtney Green, and in today's episode, we're going to debate our picks in the March Madness tournaments with our brackets, enjoy Shamrock milkshakes, and talk with our special guest, Penn State portrait photographer, Kente Shot. Now, let's get to talking. Welcome back to Nittany Talk. My co-hosts Sadie Protzi, Ethan Hu, and Janelle Randolph and I will be debating our top picks for March Madness. So guys, to start off, what does everyone's bracket look like?
I have my national champion as the Arizona Wildcats this year.
Okay.
I think they're a really well-rounded team with a lot of height over most teams in this tournament. So I'm excited to see if they will win it all this year.
I said Kansas is gonna win because their team is full of super seniors like Mitch Lightfoot and Jalen Coleman Lance, and this team has been played 29 tournament games, NCAA tournament games, and so even though Kansas defense got better during the Big 12 tournament, the team's offense really carried throughout the season. So
Yeah, okay, so I have Kentucky winning, but that's because their team is built of mostly transfers. So we have Oscar Schube and we have others like Ty Washington Jr. And I just think since they're built with mostly transfers that they have a really strong team. Not to mention that Oscar Schube leads in points, rebounds, steals, you name it, he's kind of leading in it. So I would expect them to kind of take the lead and really have a strong beat right away.
Yeah, makes sense. Good. Well, I put Duke as my number one. Honestly, I'm not a big basketball person, but I did go to basketball camp middle school at Duke. So, but anyways, I know that they're first in the Atlantic Coast. So, yeah, I figured they'd have a good shot, and I like them, they've got a good memory with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I had them up against USC, who I said beat Kansas. I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah, I didn't really have a reasoning for it. I just like USC. Yeah.
USC has some good players. Isaiah Mobley, he is the younger brother of NBA rookie Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just like his brother, he's 7 foot tall, and he's pretty just like his brother. So I think USC could go far. Who knows? They play a tough Miami team in the first round.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about the Miami team because I know that since they do play USC that it's that's another game to look out for because I have UNC and Marquette to look out for and definitely looking at Kansas. So what games would you say are definitely ones you want to watch early on?
I would say Providence and South Dakota State. Providence really struggled in the Big East tournament, and South Dakota State, they went on a run. Not to mention that their winning streak is 21 straight games. So they're carrying some big momentum in this tournament. And Providence, they were first in the Big East but faltered against Creighton in the Big East semifinal. So I'm really interested to see how that one plays out.
Yeah.
I have Davidson and Michigan State because looking at it, Oscar Schube actually transferred from Davidson. So that's a huge thing to look at, especially since I want Kentucky to win. And Davidson and Michigan State are kind of relatively samely ranked. So
Nice. So do you guys think Baylor is good enough to repeat?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Losing a bunch of their seniors and juniors from last year's national championship team kind of hurt them. And they started out this season strong. They were undefeated before losing to Kansas. And in the Big 12 tournament, they got bounced pretty early too. So I don't think they will be good enough to repeat, but they can make a strong case to at least hit the Elite Eight. What do you think?
I think they're good. I had them up against UCLA, and I said that UCLA beat them out. But at the same time, like, I don't know, the Bears are 26-6. Like, I think they have, like, a taste of, like, that winning streak at the beginning of the season, like Ethan said. And honestly, you never know what could happen in the, like, you know, in this bracket. They could come back and, like, continue with what they had at the beginning of the season and get that momentum re-going. We always like a good underdog story. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Ethan actually mentioned Kansas and Baylor, and that's something I had written down as well, because Kansas, they really haven't had like any surprising or like, oh my God, games until like they really beat Baylor. So even though they're ranked #1 right now, I don't think that like that's a team to really be looking at, because they didn't really have any good games until Baylor. But I don't know, you could be like thinking differently.
Yeah.
You know what is one team that you should be paying attention to? I think it's the Iowa Hawkeyes. They won the Big Ten tournament in a well-fought game against Purdue. They have one of the best scorers in the nation in Keegan Murray, which he exploded for 36 in the Big Ten semifinal against Michigan State. I think that Iowa is poised to make a Final Four run. They certainly have the talent to do so, but who knows what could happen in this month of March. That's why we call it March Madness.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any teams that you're looking at that haven't won a championship in like a while? Because like personally, I have Auburn. I'm hoping they make it to at least Final Four, because they haven't won since 1985.
Oh, wow.
So that would be really cool to see them at least go all the way.
I know they just won their division, so I do have like some faith in them. I think they'll do well. They're normally a football school, but you know, it would be nice to see them on the basketball court.
So do you guys think that Auburn will be able to be successful in the tournament, since they're only good when they play at home?
Oh.
I don't think so. They have really inconsistent play, and they have been struggling as of late. They got bounced from the SEC tournament early by Texas A&M, so it's something to look out for.
Yeah, I think the same. But like Villanova also has a comeback history, so Auburn can have the same thing.
Yeah. All right, well, that concludes our discussion for today. Stay tuned for the next segment, where we will be enjoying a taste test of the Shamrock Shake. Hey, Penn State. In honor of St. Patrick's Day, we will all be participating in a taste test with the infamous Shamrock Shakes. All right, let's try it.
Okay. Cheers.
Oh my gosh.
I think I got like straight syrup.
I think so too.
I think it's just
But-
straight syrup to me.
This is very good.
I think I'm gonna mix mine.
It tastes exactly like my childhood.
I
like
love the
I was
flavor
just
of
about
this
to
one,
say
though.
that.
I remember.
Oh my God,
it.
true.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had one ever since like COVID like started.
What
I
was
haven't
your
had one
first
so long.
Shamrock Shake story?
Um,
Do you remember?
My first Shamrock Shake story probably came when I was a sophomore in high school. So, my friend decided to go to McDonald's before school one day. They were selling Shamrock Shakes. And he brings it in. I was like, what is that? He's like, it's the new Shamrock Shake at McDonald's. Have you tried it yet? I was like, no, I haven't. Can I take a sip of yours? So he gives it to me, and I was like, this is really good. Let me take a trip to McDonald's after school now. So I did. I get it. I bring it home. My mom's like, what is this? I'm like, it's a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's. Haven't you heard? So I give it to my mom. She's like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
So I've been the hype on Shamrock Shakes ever since.
No, yeah, I haven't had these in 3 years. I don't think. Like, I can really taste the mint and the
can taste
vanilla
the
ice
mint.
cream
yeah.
Now we know
and the
ice
whipped
machine's
cream.
working.
I do wish there was a cherry on it though, like a cherry on top.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Didn't
so
they used to
cute.
do that?
They did.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
This is a scary color green though. Like
It's
I
kind
know
of
it's the
radioactive
syrup.
looking.
Yeah, I know it's the syrup, but this is like really green.
Wait, so is it the syrup or do they put food coloring in it?
I honestly think it's
Ooh.
the syrup.
I think it's
Okay.
syrup.
I
Yeah.
definitely know it's syrup because I'm on like Shamrock Shake TikTok, and they
Oh.
showed making it when the ice cream machine was working.
Yeah, because we know
Yeah.
it's working for these ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah. But these are just so good.
It's crazy how like we taste these and then we like automatically think about the memories from like years in the past.
Yeah.
Like I remember like as a kid being so sick and I was like, I just want a milkshake, and like these were out and I remember tasting this and be like, I
I feel better.
Yeah.
I know, dude. It tastes like when you're carpooling home from like middle school.
Yes, like
Oh my
after like
gosh.
practice or
Yeah,
something.
you've got like 6 kids in the car, and the mom's trying to be like the cool mom.
Yeah.
You guys want to go to McDonald's?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No.
Give me a 6-pack of chicken nuggets with these, and I'll be set for life.
Yeah.
Oh my
Exactly.
gosh, yes.
I wish they sold these like year round because I definitely would get them like
Yeah.
every once in a while.
If
But
they weren't like Shamrock, if they were like mint, do you think they would sell them year round?
I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't
there's just
think
too much
so.
of a hype around like the Shamrock Shake.
And there's
Yeah.
only one way to make these.
Yeah.
And it's the color green.
Yeah, true.
How much money do you think they get from them? Like,
Oh,
because they
a
only come out
lot.
with them for like 1 or 2 months.
A
Like,
lot.
Yeah.
I think some people are like die-hard Shamrock Shake fans.
I am yes, that would low-key be me. I was looking forward to this all week.
I know, and I
can
love that.
tell.
Yeah, your outfit matches. It's like perfect.
Yeah, it's like I'm a Shamrock.
I love
Oh my
it.
gosh.
It's so cute.
Yeah,
But
I didn't actually mean to match the shake. It just, you
It just
know.
it just
happened.
happened.
Yeah.
Well,
So you guys all have
Casual.
whipped cream, so that's your go-to.
yeah.
I like
I
the
love
whipped
whipped
cream.
cream.
love whipped
Oh my God,
cream.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm no whipped cream. I like almond milk whipped cream.
I didn't
Ooh,
know that was
that's
a
so
thing.
good.
I've never had that.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
either.
So good.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I wish McDonald's like sold it because I would get it all the time then.
Yeah.
My Thanksgiving, it's actually really good. I like it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed these shakes in our first ever taste test. For Nittany Talk, I'm Courtney Green.
Hello, my name is Jaden Stewart and welcome back to Nittany Talk. Today we have CJ Kente on set and she is one of Penn State's premier student photographers. She's a 4th-year student majoring in rehabilitation and human services on an occupational therapy track. Today we are going to hear more about who she is, her work on campus, and any tips she has for upcoming photographers. So, CJ, tell me about yourself and your interest in photography.
Well, my name is CJ Kente. I'm from West Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I grew up in the Overbrook section. I went to high school at Mastery Shoemaker. I started getting into photography when I was 17 years old. My best friend, her name is Kanima, she had a camera, and I used to play around with it a lot. She was the first person to put a camera in my hand, so I'm always grateful for her. And her sister used to work at a CVS, and I would just go into the CVS and take pictures of random stuff, and I really liked it. So I was like, okay, that was in the summertime, so I just bought a camera. In that summertime, I spent my whole internship check on my camera. My mom wasn't too happy about it, but looking back on it now, it's probably one of the best investments that I had made into myself, because I got that money back 10 times over.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and about starting your business here on campus,
Mhm.
how did that come about and what was it like building your clientele?
So starting off the business aspect was a little bit more difficult because people just, are photographers for fun most of the time. But I had a mentor back in Philly. His name is Matt. He helped me out a lot as far as learning the business aspect and what comes with that, like getting LLCs and knowing how to do taxes and all the important stuff and not getting sued. Yeah, he definitely helped me out the most as far as learning how to do the business part, but just going online and just trying to figure out the right and proper way to do the business aspect so that I can get more clients. Customer service is important.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that I try to give everybody like a very good experience when they book with me, try to have fun, make them comfortable, and just give them an overall good product.
Nice. Okay, and as far as balancing your classes and bookings, how do you do that?
Well, I have set days, so my schedule for class right now is a little crazy. I have, I think I'm taking 7 classes right now,
Wow.
but I have like Thursdays off and the weekends,
Mhm.
and that's when I'll like use that time. I really should be sleeping and taking a break, but I use that time to just do things that I like to do as far as photography and videography and things like that.
Nice. Okay, and I know that you're the president of Visionary,
Mhm.
the club that you started.
Yes.
So can you elaborate on that?
Yes, so I started Visionary fall semester. Me and my best friend, well, I would say like my brother, me and Gavin, we started it. We came up with the idea one day when we were playing basketball, just to we noticed that there wasn't any creative groups on campus, like centered around photography. He's a graphic designer. So we wanted to make a group of other like-minded creators and come together and work on projects and stuff like that. And I have two of them with me behind the scenes right now, you know, taking pictures and video. And yeah, that's probably one of the best things that I came up with on campus was to make this group. And I enjoy just having that like network of creators to come together and do projects with. Yeah.
Okay, and what about the event that you have coming up soon?
Yes, so we have an event on Saturday, April 23rd from 6:30 to 9. It's Dean's List. It's partnered with Do-Ray Productions, who is also one of my videographers. We're going to have it's similar to a talent show. It's going to be a lot of local artists performing as well as a big special guest artist that we're going to be announcing sometime next week.
Can you give us the exclusive?
No. But just be on the lookout for who we decide to bring. It's going to be somebody I think everybody is, they've seen this person before, you know.
Can you tell us some people that you guys ruled out?
Ruled out?
Yeah.
Everybody that we couldn't afford. You know, that Penn State couldn't afford. I know that we tried to get a rapper named G Herbo. I don't know if everybody's aware of who that is, but seeing that invoice, yeah.
Okay, and as far as Sovereign Magazine, I know you've taken photos for them too.
Yes.
So what was that like, and how did that impact your career here on campus?
So the Sovereign Magazine shoot was a big shoot for me because I really liked the turnout. So my friend, Riley, who's involved with so many things here on campus, she reached out to me to take photos for her group, and they came out really, really well. They showed me some inspiration of a shoot that Solange did with her family, and I kind of just tried to create my own version of it, and it turned out really well. Shout out to Sovereign, the best magazine here on campus. So.
Okay, and what about the Dusty Locane photo shoot that you did at Champs in December? Can you tell us how you made that connection, and what was it like doing that photo shoot?
Yeah, so Duray, once again, one of the people that I work with, he told me about the opportunity. I recall going there and I didn't want to wait in line, so I paid for a Lion Pass. I hate doing that. But I paid for that, got in. He seen me up on stage. He brought me up on stage with him because he was taking videos or whatever. And me and him just worked so closely together as far as creating that experience for an artist. Great pictures, great video. It was crazy. It was crazy. He seemed like a decent person before some things happened after, but it was a cool experience. I love shooting artists. I love shooting celebrities. I love, being into that nightclub scene because it's just very unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, so you got to meet Dusty?
Yeah.
Yes. And
it was just a brief thing. I didn't really know him, but he seemed cool. Like I said, it was a crazy experience to be on that stage and just share the stage with other creators because there were more photographers and videographers that we also connected through that time. So it was cool. I love being in spaces where we're all just working and doing something positive.
Okay, and as far as any tips that you have for upcoming photographers?
Don't get hung up on the gear. I think I focused too much on spending all my money on the proper gear and what was seemingly unnecessary, because if you have an iPhone 13, that's a good enough camera. That's up there with $1,000, $1,200 cameras. I would say just start there, start taking pictures just on a camera phone. Get into editing with Lightroom, or try to figure out what's your editing style, because everybody has a different style towards editing. So once you figure that out, the rest will come after that. But don't get too hung up on trying to follow the YouTubers that you see that have these $5,000 cameras and thinking you just won't be on their level. You could be over them with something smaller.
Okay, and lastly, can you share your booking information with us?
Oh yeah, so you can book with me through my website, which is on my Instagram. It's visionaryofficial.org/book online. Like I said, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, those are my times of availability. I'm about to start shooting graduation photos. So yeah, book with me. Follow me on Instagram, Kente Shottit, KenteShottit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, CJ, for coming to the set of Nittany Talk. I wish you the best in your academic and professional endeavors. For viewers on campus interested in booking CJ for photography, you can follow her Instagram at Kente Shottit. For Nittany Talk, I'm Jaden Stewart, and we'll see you next time.